Hello and welcome, wonderful people. Today we're going to be looking at the IELTS exam. Most of us want to migrate to Canada, want to go to Australia, want to go to the United States of America, want to go to UK. So mostly when you want to get into these countries, either for work or for academics, you are going to be asked for an English certificate. That means a certificate that shows that you can communicate when you get there because English language is the language that they use in such countries. So one of the most important and most popular exams needed for such travel, needed for such migration to these English speaking countries for your either work or academics is IELTS. Some people call it IELTS. So today I'm going to be starting a series in this very exam to teach you how to effectively answer questions in these exams and pass very well. So what is IELTS? IELTS simply stands for International English Language Testing System. So this is an international standardized test of English language proficiency for non-native English language speakers like Nigeria. Most of us want to travel to Canada. So IELTS or IELTS is a very effective exam for you to take in order for you to move. There are other ones like TOEFL. TOEFL is another English testing exam, but IELTS is pretty easier than TOEFL. So plenty of people want to do this. I also have another class for TOEFL, so you can check the description part of this video or any part so that you see the link to TOEFL and GRE. So this IELTS is jointly managed by the British Council, IDP, IELTS Australia, Cambridge Assessment English, and it was actually established in the year 1989. IELTS is the leading English test for work, study, or migration. So you can use this certificate that you get after writing this very IELTS exam for either work, study, or migration. And it is computer based. There's also a paper based, but computer based is the most popular, and that's the one people are using now. Okay, so my name is Augustine Emeka Ekene. You all know me. Please hit the subscribe button on this channel. You know this channel, this is the one we're using, and you get a lot to learn. Now, there are different sections in IELTS exams. You have the reading, we have the listening, we have the writing, and you have the speaking. So in this very lecture, we're going to try to learn these different sections. You learn how to approach the question. How do you, in reading, they are expected to, you are expected to tell them that you can actually read. So you'll be given something and you'll be expected to read. So that not when you get to the United States and you have a textbook in English, you cannot read it. So reading enables you to read effectively, and it enables them to know whether you can read effectively. Listening also, when you are there studying or working, you're going to be communicating, you're going to be listening to people that are speaking English. So are you able to understand? Are you able to listen well? So that is what this is going to be testing. Writing is going to be testing how you're able to write effectively. And speaking, you're going to be talking to people, your classmates, your people in your office, your workmates. So how are you able to speak effectively? So that is why you're going to be tested in all these different sections. Okay, let's move forward. Now, why is it that you're going to be, why would you want us to teach you how to effectively pass your IELTS? Number one is that the way we're going to be teaching you here is that you're going to be having a real world experience of your English language so that you can effectively answer these IELTS when you are in the or when you're on your computer sitting for the IELTS exam. So it's going to be real world experience. You're going to be giving you examples, practical examples of what you're expected to see. The computer aided training. We have facilities that you're going to use, computer facilities that will help you do real-time practice so that you see what your actual score is going to be You see real exams that you're going to take, and you practice exactly what the same condition that you're going to get when you're actually writing the exam, the same condition you're going to get. They're very good teaching. The teaching is very, very well tailored. You can see this is a PowerPoint presentation. It's arranged in such a way we have the audio, the paper transcripts, and everything that you need in order for you to have the best teaching that is needed for you to get very high score. Then best teachers, we are very, very experienced in this. We've been teaching out uh, for a couple of years, and we have very good experience in it. And when we teach you, we go straight to the point. What you actually need in order for you to pass, that's what we give you. Then we have also practice tools, tools that you can use in practicing that can be installed on your phones, you can use on the laptop and all those. Then we have learning resources, material that you can buy, the ones that are free, that will hook you up to so that you can effectively pass your exams. Now, what are the steps that you're supposed to take if you are interested in IELTS, if you want to travel for exams, if you want to travel abroad for your for your academics or work, you want to migrate and you want to get your IELTS, what are the steps you're supposed to take? Number one is that you're supposed to register at IELTSessentials.com. So this has been updated. You can do this at, let me give you the most recent address, www.ielts.ng. Okay, so please get to this website. You can easily learn. You can also contact us through phone numbers and other details are there so that we can talk with you directly. So first of all, if you want to sit for your IELTS, if you want to sit for this exam, first thing you're supposed to do, if you want to write the IELTS exam, register first. Very, very important. So to register, we can register you. You can get to this our website and you can see the description on how you can get registered. Number two, set your goal score. Now, your score goal, depending on the school that you're going to, depending on the people that want to employ you for work, they are going to be telling you about the score that you're supposed to have. So let's say you are going for academics, you're going for school, and the required score for either scholarship or normal entrance is 7.5 or thereabout. So that means that is your goal, your score goal. That is what the score you're aiming at. So you have to work towards that score. So very, very important. So that you don't go waste your money, you buy the form and you have to know the score that the school or the workplace or the country or the organization you're going to, what is the score? So it depends on the school or the work or the organization. So get to know the score that you need and prepare towards that score. Then number three step is boost your English skills. Is I think okay. Under number first step, you have to under the first step, you have two stages. They are registering and setting your score goal. Your score goal. Okay. Then secondly, now you have to boost your English skills. So in boosting your English skills, what do we mean by boosting your English skills? Now you need to learn English. The exam is all about English language, so you have to know English. You just have to find a way of knowing English. Even if you're going there to study engineering, or you're going there to study medicine and surgery, you have to know English language because that is the language that is used there. That is the language the examination is testing you on. So you have to boost your English. So how do you boost your English skills? That is what we're going to be teaching you once you register with us. We teach you how to do that. Okay, number two under that second step is IELTS preparatory courses. We're going to take you through the preparatory books and other things that you need to in order for you to pass. Okay. The third step is to use English every day. Once you've decided that you want to write out or TOEFL, these English testing exams, you need to be using English language every day so that you're going to be tested on speaking, your ability to speak. If you're not conversant with the use of English, if you don't know the right words to use, you're going to find it difficult effectively answering questions in those areas. So you have to use English every day. You have to listen to English news stations where English. You have to, like me, I listen to CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera all the time. You understand? So you get to like listen to the type of English that people use on a daily basis to communicate. You have to know how to write letters, email notes. If you're writing letter, if you're trying to chat, learn how to write in complete English, not using abbreviated forms of writing. So you have to do all this because that is how you're going to learn the use of English. You have to learn how to use English on a daily basis. Speak English to your family members, learn. Because of IELTS, I'm not saying that you have to, if you're an Igbo or Yoruba or Hausa, that it's not good to use your native language. But because you're aiming at something, try using English most times so you get to. So speak English all the time, use English every day. That's very, very important. Then number 4 is that you have to practice with sample questions. Very, very important. You have to practice with sample questions. And these are the places you can get. So if you have your phone, you can log into this, log on to these addresses. But very, very important, like I said, still check this latest address, www.ielts.ng. So you can also see links to learn from this. Okay, very, very important. That's how you can practice sample questions, because it's not just about learning. You have to practice. Practice makes perfect. By practicing, you get more confidence so that when you write, you pass. And on the day of your the day before the exam, make sure you read the instructions. Read the instructions on the guide. So once you register, we're going to give you a guide that will help you to know what you're supposed to do. So read all these instructions, master them, so that when you get into when you get into the exam condition, you don't need to start learning how these exams, how they are structured. So read these instructions and be conversant with them. Then plan your journey to the test venue. If you're staying in Benue State and you're supposed to write in Abuja, you have to at least travel a day before, get to the venue, know the venue, know where you're supposed to write. It's very important so that you practice. So this is what you do on a day before the day you're supposed to write the test. Take note. Now on the test day, the day you're supposed to write the test, make sure you travel in time, get to the venue in time. You must have traveled to the city where you're supposed to write. So where you're lodging, whether it's a hotel or in a friends or colleagues or family members' house, make sure you go from there to the text venue in time. And make sure you go with your ID card, preferably the ID card that you use in the registry, because you're going to be checked in. So make sure you do that. Very, very important. Then test formats. We are getting into the main thing now. These are just introductions. Then from there, we're going to start actual thing. The reading, the speaking, every of them, we need to learn them. So test format. Then there are 2 types of exam that you can write for IELTS. You can write for the academic, you can write for the general training. Academic is for those people that are traveling, want to go and school abroad, you want to go for your master's, for your degree, for your PhD, any form of schooling. That's academic. If you're going for work or other things, you have general training. Mostly, I think the academic is a little bit difficult than the general training. Then some people that will ask you for the general training can also accept the academics for in place, because since you can be able to perform well in the academic, that means you can actually uh, communicate in English language. Now, contact the organization you are applying to know the one they want. So you need to contact them. If you're going to school, make sure you're writing the academics so that you don't go through the general training and it's not what they want. So meet the school, have to communicate with the school or the place you want to work to know the one needed. Now, either of them require text in the 4 languages. So whether you're sitting for the IELTS academic or IELTS general training, you're going to be tested in writing, reading, listening, and speaking. So both of them, you have to be tested in these 4 sections. But what's important now is that whether it's academic or general training, 2 of them have the same listening and speaking pattern or format. But the format for the reading or the arrangement for the reading and writing is different for the two of them. But listening and speaking for the two of them are the same. You're going to find out in writing for the general training, you're going to be writing letters and other things. Whereas in academics, they're pretty different things. Okay? So that's why two of them are classified differently. Now, for academic, you're going to be having a listening section that is for 30 minutes. If you're writing IELTS Academy, the listening section is for 30 minutes, where you have 4 recorded monologues. Monologues simply mean that one person is just talking. Then conversation is where two people are. So you're going to be listening to it. So from what you listen, you'll be asked questions to write, which you can key into your system or write down, as the case may be. So you're going to be listening to these 4 recorded monologues we're talking about for the academy. So this exam lasts for 30 minutes. Then for the reading, it lasts for 60 minutes, and there are 3 passages with tags. And the text may include, you're going to see passages that have diagram, graphs, illustration. And these texts are taken from books, journals, magazines, newspapers. So that's why we say read English. If you're going to be, if you don't want to go there and see things that you say you've never seen before, and you'll not be effective in reading very fast, you should read those books, journals, magazines, newspapers. Get used to them so that when you get there, you'll be very fast at reading them. Then writing also lasts for 60 minutes. And writing tasks are, we have the one of at least 150 words, where the task taker must summarize, describe, and explain a table, graph, chart, or diagram. Then you now have a short essay task of at least 250 words. So the first is 150, the second one is 250. So if you're using a computer to answer this, you're going to have your word count so that as you're typing, you'll be seeing whether you've gotten up to 150 or 250 count. Now, the speaking lasts for very short, 11 to 14 minutes. So it's normally a face-to-face interview without disturbance or distraction. It includes short questions, speaking at length about a familiar topic, and a structured discussion. So these are the 4 of them, the timing and how they are structured. But we're going to go into details, and we're going to take actual examples of them. Okay. Then for the general training, like I said, the listening and speaking is the same. You can see the listening is also 4 recorded monologues and conversation lasting for 30 minutes. Speaking is also 11 to 14 minutes of face-to-face interview without disturbance and short questions, speaking at length of familiar topic. But where you have the difference here is that in the reading, which is also the same time, 60 minutes for reading and writing. But in this case, we now have the 3 reading passages with tasks. You can see here. We also have text may include diagrams, and then the texts are taken from work and life events. So here you have your text taken from work and life events. Unlike here, you have it from journals, magazines, and also here we have writing tasks of at least 150. Here we have letter writing, which is not, we don't have letter writing in that of academics. Then we have short essay analysis tasks of at least 250 words. So you have short essay, you have to learn how to analyze essay. So that is that for that. So very, very important. Now, from what I've just said so far, we can summarily say when we start getting deep into this, you'll find out that listening is pretty easy, but you need to pay attention to the person that is talking so that you understand what he's saying. Then writing is also easy and it's very specific. Once you learn the techniques that I'm going to show you, the writing will be so easy because you just know what to write. It's very, very simple. When you're starting, you have to introduce the concept that you're looking at. Then the second and the third and fourth paragraph, you have to do justice to the work. You understand? If you're arguing against or for, you need to put all those points with examples effectively. Then in the last paragraph, you have to summarize and tell us why you're going for or against. So I will have to show you how to do this, but effectively you can be able to do it. And speaking is the easiest for people who use English and high school. If you're exposed, maybe you're going for your PhD and you've used English for so long, you're going to find out that the questions they'll be asking you are so simple. And if you can talk in English, or people that are teaching and they use English all the time, you're going to find it's very, very easy. So speaking could be very, very easy for somebody that uses English and is very exposed. But it becomes difficult for somebody that you're not using English and you're not quite familiar with what they're asking you, though they are very, very simple things. So speaking in English every time we make this speaking very, very easy. Now, reading from my analysis of what I've done so far and my teaching of this, reading could be the hardest. And for you to make it easier, you have to be fast in reading it. And you always have to read the questions first so that you can be able to take the points when you go to read the passage itself. Okay? So this is where I'm going to be stopping now. So in my next class, we're going to be hitting it straight in immediately into listening. We're going to give you do examples, practical examples, do writing, do speaking, do reading. Thank you for listening. Please hit the subscribe button and give us thumbs up if you feel you like this video. And if you have any questions or concerns, please drop them in the comment section so that when I look at them, I can attend to them in due time. So thank you. God bless you.